In 1980, Edward Friedkin, a professor of computer science at Carnegie Mellon University, put down a challenge against his colleagues to develop a computer that could beat the best chess players in the world. Numerous researchers and laboratories across the world would attain varying results. Bell Labs would create a machine that attained a master's status in chess. 5 graduate students from Friedkin University would create Deep Thought, a machine capable of going blow to blow with Garry Kasparov, many considered the best chess player of his time. Less than a decade later, Kasparov would lose to the successor of Deep Thought, Deep Blue, officially putting an end to Friedkin's challenge. From the most basic of explanations, Deep Blue just thinks much more than any human can. Having over 500 processors to look at for moves, Deep Blue gathers in total from around 100 million chess positions to 200 million chess positions per second to look at. Using criteria such as capturing pieces at different values and moves that give much more influence to its chess pieces, it chooses the order to make its move. After examining each and every search, it generates the next move. Many consider this brute force method of computing to be somewhat dumb. Chess AI of this type doesn't really understand what makes a good move or why it makes one. Thus, the next step in computing would be to make it more efficient, searching only what would be considered a good move. Go is a game involving a 19 by 19 board with 2 players who play black and white stones in alternating order. The goal of the game is to surround territory and to protect it from any threats. When there are no more moves to be made or a player resigns, the game is over. Compared to Go, chess is a simple 8 by 8 board with pieces that must follow a select pattern of movement. Go being a 19 by 19 board where each player can play whatever they want makes it vastly more complex in terms of brute forcing. Thus, the dilemma of traditional AI is that you would need much more computing power to make an AI that looks through each possible move and all of the other ones after that to make it a good Go player. In 2014, DeepMind, now a subsidiary of Google, formed a research project to test neural networking and deep learning on beating the game of Go. Within a year, AlphaGo, the first of any AI, was able to beat a professional player. In March of 2016, AlphaGo went up against Lee Sedol, one of the best Go players in the world. AlphaGo won the first 3 matches, with Lee Sedol winning the 4th match. Ending the competition off, AlphaGo would win the 5th and final match, with a total score of 4-1. As stated earlier, AlphaGo was created as a test of neural networking and machine learning. What exactly are these two concepts? Neural networking is a series of algorithms to recognize relationships between different data points in order to mimic how the human brain works. Machine learning is the creation of a model through sample data and being able to generate a pattern and make decisions or predictions without being programmed by a person. In this case, AlphaGo's sample data was every professional Go game ever recorded. Using this model, it uses a Monte Carlo tree search, an algorithm for making decisions. AlphaGo would look at every possible move it could make, and then the moves that opponent would make in response, and then what move it should make, and so on. Then it places a probability for winning for each move and makes its decision based on that probability. Based on all of this information, it seems like AlphaGo should have won 5-0. It was basically the culmination of every professional player's experience, while making every move with the highest probability of winning. So how did it lose? It made a simple mistake. When computing all optimal moves, it also looked at how its opponents would play based on probability of winning. Around the middle of the game, Lee Sedol played a move that DeepMind considered not even being likely, and thus did not look deep enough into it. It made a logical error and lost the match. AlphaGo won the match 4-1, and while computers basically annihilated us, we had fought back and actually won. It was an incredible moment in history both for AI and for humans.